Kia ora, Helen Brahms here coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic sparkling start to Serenity Sunday. Yes, it is that day of the week where we unplug, we do next to nothing, we do other stuff, we're off the computers, we're offline, and it's really good to unplug. It allows the brain to do other things and concentrate on other things. And then when you come back tomorrow morning, your brain is refreshed and ready to go and raring to go. So it's good to get away and get unplugged. And so what do we have planned today? Well, we are definitely unplugging. So the only time you'll see me on today will be this morning and this afternoon. Tomorrow we get to start up genealogy and history again. And I'm looking forward to that because I have a slightly new format on how we're going to be doing that, which is kind of exciting. Oh, damn, I have to finalize a couple of details today. Do I need to be on the computer to do that? Probably not, so that's okay. I'll definitely be getting into my planner today to make sure I have everything on my planner that's happening this coming week. It's going to be a very, very busy, crazy week because I have to find somewhere to get the tow package put on the car. I have to find somewhere to go on Saturday, and based on see, that's the problem, is based on when the tow package can be put on the car, based on the service guy got coming in on Wednesday morning to look at the AC, and based on how long it's going to take to get that fixed, because if it needs to be replaced and ordered and everything else, are the parts available, or is it going to take some time? So I'm going to start looking for places, not today because I've got to be unplugged, but I'm going to start looking for places either closer around here that I can go to, or and for places further out as well, based on what happens on Wednesday, and then based on what the response is on Wednesday about the servicing for the AC and getting that replaced, where do I need to go? Do I need to stay in the area longer, or do I need to, can I get on the road and start moving? So that's going to be a big factor in where I go on Saturday. There are so many moving parts this week. It is unbelievable. I just don't know what I'm going to do with myself. But I do have to get the housework done today. I've got some vacuuming that I have to do. I picked up a vacuum cleaner to put in the car, and just one of those little handheld ones. But I was looking at it and I was thinking, because the problem I have with my vacuum cleaner that I use in the RV is that, yes, it's on a stick, and yes, you can take the stick off and use it like a handheld one, but it's got that wide piece at the bottom that you can't get up into the edges. And I'm standing there with, I've got one of my outdoor broom, which is very, very stiff bristles, and I'm constantly in there and I'm sweeping the crevices on the carpet out into the area where we can get the vacuum cleaner to pick it all up and all that. But I know it's not doing the greatest job. And I suddenly looked at this thing and thought, it's designed for being in a car. Why can't it work on the crevices in an RV? So, and it plugs into a cigarette lighter, but it also says it's wireless. I haven't unboxed it yet, but it's supposed to be on wireless. So I'm wondering if it's a chargeable one, and if maybe I don't have to plug it into the cigarette lighter. So the 12-volt converter, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just sort of like going to be experimenting with that today to see if I can finally get into those crevices, because they annoy the crap out of me that I can't get into them with a vacuum cleaner. But with this little one, I just might be able to do that, because it's got the little nozzle piece on it that helps you get into those crevices. I'm sort of like super excited to try it out. I know, I'm super excited about housework. I hate housework. Thank goodness the RV is small enough that if I'm just doing a regular weekly clean, I can get everything done in about 30 minutes. If I'm doing a deep clean, it could take a little longer. And so as the deep cleans, it's sort of like, if I'm playing a deep clean, I sort of concentrate, I break it up over the week, and we'll do one piece one day, another piece another day, and yeah, so every day I get to do a little bit here and a little bit there. Sorry, my dog just went running down the thing, falls over on the carpet, lays there and goes, like it was such a big exertion for her. It's only like 60-something degrees outside at the moment. Zeph, are you exhausted, sweet girl? Ziffy. I just got that. What do you want? Hi. I love you. You love me too? Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Now she's supposed to head back down. Oh, living with a dog is so much fun. So it's going to be housework today and laundry. I do have to do laundry, but the good part with the car is that I can go over, dump the laundry, put the laundry on, and then come back, and then go back over, switch it over, and then come back again, and then go back and pick it all up. So, and today's going to be one of the dreaded days. It's the sheets and towels day, and I hate sheets and towels day because trying to change the sheets on the bed when the top 3 foot, I'm trying to think. Yeah, when the top 3 foot part of the bed is, you can't. Yeah, making a bed in an RV is a challenge because you've got the slide out, which the head part of the bed is in the head part of the bed is in that. But you've got to reach over there to get to the mattress so that you can hook the fitted sheet over it, and you've got to turn it this way and turn it that way, and you've got like no room in there. You have maybe 18 inches on the far side of the bed, which is up against the wall, where you can walk, and to get to that corner, and then you have this side of the bed which comes into the hallway and stuff. I tell you, you literally have to clear out the entire floor space in there, which is a good reason I'm doing laundry today too. So all the laundry will come out here, and that'll free up all my floor space in there. Because I have a laundry basket. I have a laundry basket, a laundry bag, and 2 laundry bags, and my laundry gets sorted into that as I get changed each evening. I just automatically sort my laundry, and I have like the smalls, then we have the t-shirts and the leggings, and we have the outer clothes. We have the underclothes, the outer clothes, and the towels and sheets and kitchens. Just the general house stuff. Because I learned from a video ages ago on RVLiving that you don't sort by color as much, but by the fabric. And like when you're looking at underwear and stuff, that dries at a faster rate than a t-shirt or leggings or sweatshirts and that do. So you put it into like fabrics, and then that way when you put them into the dryer, you can easily get stuff done. So like you put the smalls into a dryer, and they're done in like 20 minutes. The dryer cycles are for an hour. Well, when that 20 minutes is done, you can then haul the underwear out of that one, and you can now make the other loads smaller by breaking them up to utilize the rest of the hour that you've got on that one dryer. And that's how you can get in and out of a laundry. And well, they say in less than, they've been able to do it in 90 minutes with a family of 5 and all that stuff. So I haven't got it down to that fine detail, but it means that I can get my laundry dried quicker and faster using that method. It still takes me 2 hours because, I'm the only one folding the laundry. I have, the smalls are all done before the other stuff is done. And then, and of course the dryers finish at slightly different times based on when you started them. And, so it's just kind of interesting. So, yeah. We'll get the laundry done today. It'll take me a couple of hours to do it, and that's from when I get to the laundromat here on the thing to putting the laundry and going back and switching it from. And I look at the timer. It might say 35 minutes on the washing machine. I set my clock for 30 minutes. I'm back there, and that's when I head back, because by the time I get down there, get organized, I'm there ready to take the stuff out of the washing machine and put it into the dryers. The smalls is the first thing that goes into the dryer. I get that started straight away. Then I go back and I'm pulling out the t-shirts, the shorts, pulling out the outerwear, pulling out the clothing portion of it, and then I start breaking that up into different dryers, and then letting it go. And by the time I've done that, we're almost at the point. And then I've got I have probably that takes me about 5 to 10 minutes. And so then I have 10 to 15 minutes to wait for the smalls before I pull them out and then redistribute the loads. And sometimes I may just say, well, I'm just going to put the sheets and towels into this one, and when the smalls come out, and then that will be enough time for them to dry. Because when you are doing things like linens, and I learned this when I was in the hotel industry, is you don't fully dry your linens. You leave them not damp, but just just like, if you put them back in the dryer for another 10 minutes, they'll be done. So you take them to that point. But the reason for that is that you're not overstressing the fibers, and it helps the linens to last long. And there's other scientific stuff to it. But it basically helps the linens to last longer and gives them a fresher feel as well. And so when I come back, I have a drying rack that fits into the base of it, fits nicely into the shower, and I will put the folded towels and sheets on that to let them air dry for the next 24 hours before I put them away in the cabinet. And it just seems to make them no, not fluffy is not the word. I don't know. They just feel better. It feels better when you do it that way than letting them completely dry or over dry in a dryer. And sometimes I will do that and if I take out the t-shirts and stuff and they've still got that little slight dampness to them, I don't worry about that. I get them folded, and I also stack them on the drying rack as well and let them finish off drying there before they get put away in drawers and stuff. So there's little tips and tricks that you can do, and it's better for the fibers that you don't over dry them and all that sort of stuff. And I'm sure somebody who is really, really into the laundry thing and knows all the scientific whys and wherefores and stuff would be able to explain that so much better than I can. All I know is that it's good for the fabrics and the fibers in the fabrics to not over dry them in the dryer, which is why after 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, I take the smalls out because I don't want them getting over dried, and then redistribute everything so it gets drier a lot quicker. And if they come out and they're still slightly damp, that's okay. I have no issue with that. Socks do not get rolled up until they are fully dry and they go over the shower rail. I have a rail that goes from one end of the thing to the other, and then I also have the curtain rail as well that I can throw things over. So that's where the socks go if need be. And the socks go in with the t-shirts and the leggings and the shorts and that stuff. So because they don't dry as fast as the lingerie stuff does. See, you never know what you're going to learn when you tune in on a Sunday. But anyway, so laundry on the cards for today. So that'll take me a couple of hours. But there'll be breaks. I'll be driving backwards and forwards, which will drive Zeffy nuts. So then after we get back with the laundry, we're going to have breakfast first. Then we're going to do the laundry. And then after the laundry, I'll probably put her in the car and we may go for a Sunday drive. We haven't done a Sunday drive in ages. I don't remember last time I did a Sunday drive. We'll go somewhere for ice cream. I've got to find a good ice cream place that has a drive-through. Because even though Arizona's lifted the mask requirements and everything else, we were driving through some shopping centers yesterday, just figuring out where things were and driving around and all that. Barnes & Noble did not require masks, but they did require you to stay 6 feet away from people. And then what was the other store? There was another store, and it had this huge sign that said masks are required, no exceptions. And I was sort of like, well, I ain't going there. I do not remember which store it was. All I know is that they just had this big billboard up there that had masks are required, no exceptions. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to be shopping with you. And if I do, it'll be through something like Instacart where you guys deliver, or DoorDash. Hey, pet owners, if you belong to the PetSmart Treats program, go online, log into your Treats program, order your dog food online, and DoorDash will deliver it for free to your house. That's how I get, because people keep going. So, I don't know if I told you this. When we were getting the car the other day on Wednesday, Trevor came by and picked me up, and then we had to go find the Navy Federal Credit Union, which is where I had the money to pay for the car. And I needed to get a cashier's check. So I go in there, and like they had the sign outside that says, it was one of those little flowchart thingies, and it said that yes, I could enter. So I entered when I went through their little questionnaire thing. And so I get in there, and this woman says, oh, can I help you? I say, oh, yeah, I just need to get a cashier's check. I'm just not. And she says, oh, you just need to use the towel. I go, yep. And I start walking past. She says, well, you need a mask. I said, I'm medically unable to wear a mask. And she completely ignores that, gets up, goes over to the stand, pulls out a mask and hands it to me. I said, I just told you I am medically unable to wear a mask. Well, you have to have a mask to come in here. I said, I have a disability that prevents me from wearing it. And she goes, well, what is it? And I just looked at her because I knew that it's an illegal question to ask. You cannot ask anybody what their disability is. And I just stood there and looked at her, and she says, well, you're going to have to go and wait outside while we figure out what to do. And I'm like, excuse me? And so I went and stood outside. And because I'm standing outside, people think I'm waiting to get in. So they're all starting to line up behind me. So the woman finally comes out with a piece of paper, with a pad of paper and a pen, and says, "No, you wanted a cashier's check?" I said, "Yes." And she says, "Okay, who are we making it out to?" So I gave her the names and everything else, what the amount was. And then she said, "Okay, I'm going to need your debit card and your driver's license." So I gave her all of that, and she went inside. I was out there for probably about 15 to 20 minutes. And I got to the point where I opened up the door and said, "Excuse me." I said, "What's happening with my check?" "Oh, yes, well, it's coming." I said, "Well, if you'd let me stand in line, I would have already been gone by now." And then one of the tellers goes, "I'm working on it right now." And it still took her 5 to 10 minutes to come out, which means that because I opened the door and said something, they hadn't even started working on it, even though there'd been lots of people going in prior to that. She said, "Oh, we have to do it differently since you can't go to the teller's window." And I'm like thinking, you don't have to do it differently. You do it exactly the same way you do, but you're just putting it to the side. This is what I was thinking. You're putting it to the side and making me wait because I cannot stand there in front of you without a mask on. And that kind of pissed me off a little bit. The fact that because I couldn't wear a mask, I was getting penalized by not having my... I mean, if you're going to make people wait outside in the heat of the day, I mean, it was in the 90s. Blazing sun, no shade. Then this elderly woman goes in there and shows them this letter, and they point her outside as well. They have a seating area in there. They were not allowed anybody to use the seating area. This was this one particular credit union thing. And so she comes outside, because she said to me, she says, "Oh, are you waiting?" I says, "Oh, no, they're already taking care of my stuff in there." And this is how long I know it was waiting, because I'd already been waiting 5 minutes. And then she comes out, and we're standing there for like 10 to 15 minutes talking. And I said, "They won't let me in because I can't wear a mask." And she said, like, "Oh." And so she goes and does her thing, and she comes back out. And I said, "You don't have to wait in line here for me." She says, "Oh, no, I have to wait for the banker. They told me I have to come and wait out here." There is no seating. There is no shade. It is 90 degrees out. It's over 90 degrees outside, in the high 90s too. It was like 90s, what was it? 97. It was 97 degrees in the blazing sun, and we're standing there. And they have a waiting area, but they're not allowing anybody to use it right now. And it wasn't until I opened the door that they queried, "Where is it?" Because all these people are coming in and out in the meantime. And this lady, she was so cute. She was so sweet. She says, "If you don't mind me asking," she said, and I'm like bracing myself, what's the question? She says, "But how do you live without wearing a mask?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, how do you do shopping? Just get groceries and stuff." And I said, "Oh," I said, "there's places that deliver." I said, "I go online, I place my order, and they deliver it to me." She says, "Oh," she says, "I'm so thankful to hear that." I was just, this woman who had no clue who I was saw me standing there without a mask on and was concerned about the fact that I was struggling to live. I said, "I can get anything delivered to my place." I said, "But there are some things that I have to appear in person in order to do, and this is one of them." I said, "But everything else that I need, I can basically get delivered." And she says, "Oh," she says, "I'm so thankful to hear that." But meanwhile, people are coming and waiting in line for us. And this woman comes in. I said, "Look, we're not standing in line. We're just waiting out here while they do their thingy inside and bring it out to us and stuff." She says, "Oh, no, I have an appointment with one of the bankers." I said, "Well, are you going to let them know?" She says, "No, I called ahead so they know that I'm here." And I said, "Oh, fine." Because I didn't want anybody standing in line in the heat if they didn't have to. So I thought that the fact that it was 97 degrees outside, blazing sun on the front of the building, no shade, no seating, and they're making people wait outside in the heat of the day, I thought that was... I understand why they've got the restrictions in place, but they should at least have something out there that's going to protect the people from the elements, because you're standing there in the blazing sun. And it was hot. Standing out there for 15 to 20 minutes, I get my dose of vitamin D every day when I walk Zeffy, when Zeffy and I go for walks. I'm out there in the sun getting my vitamin D, so I do not need extra vitamin D. But they weren't even working on my check, because other times I've gone and got cashier's check, and there was like nobody at the counter when I first walked in there. There was one teller occupied, the other one was not, when I first got there. And like I said to the woman, I said, "If you had let me come in and stand in line," I said, "I would have been out of here by now." And it takes them all of less than 5 minutes. And I was standing outside for 15 to 20 minutes while they served anybody else that was coming in the door, rather than And it wasn't until I put my head in the door and said, excuse me, what is taking so long? Oh, well, we have to do it a different way. And the teller goes, I'm working on it right now. And I'm like, so it just bugged the crap out of me that the woman at the front desk had to go find out what they could do and how they could serve me because I was unable to wear a mask inside the building. And I thought, okay, you are the Navy Federal Credit Union, the Navy Federal. So you're serving a lot of military families and stuff. You'll have a lot of vets coming through who are unable to wear masks, and you have to go and ask what the procedure is when you have somebody who cannot wear a mask in your building. I thought that was, it showed, it almost, to me, I felt like I was being disrespected. But more than that, I felt for veterans that would be coming through that facility who were unable to wear a mask, and the treatment that they would also get as well. And that's what really got me going, was the fact that we have these military personnel who have been out there, they've put their lives on the lines for us, they come home, they are unable to wear masks for whatever reason, and they go to their bank and get told they have to wait outside in 97-degree heat with no shade, and wait out there while the tellers figure out when and where they're going to take care of them. To me, it was almost penalizing them for being disabled, and that really boiled my blood. So I don't know if all of the credit unions are like, all the Navy credit unions are like this across the country, but this particular one that day boiled my blood. And when I got back in the car and we got going, Trevor was like, what the heck was going on there? And so I explained the whole situation to him, and he says, and I didn't even mention the military thing, he says, but they have all those military people that come through that can't go into bank, that can't wear masks as well. And I said, exactly. And I said, if the treatment I got was an indication of how they're treating the veterans that are coming through that place, I said, that's disgusting. I said, that was disgusting. I said, it's 97 degrees outside, no shade, no nothing, and you're standing there in the blazing sun while they figure out if and when they're going to do your transaction for you. And he said, well, what took them so long? I said, because all the other people kept going. And so the teller basically put my stuff aside and didn't do that until I opened the door and said, where's my check? What's taking so long? And then the teller quickly puts her head and goes, oh, I'm working on it right now. And I thought, and you were free. I thought you were the teller that was free when I gave them my information, gave them my card and my license. She was the one that was free at the time that was now working on my thing. And they had like 8, 9 people standing in line, who, by the way, were not standing 6 feet apart. And I'm like, really? So, and yet they weren't policing that. But anyway, okay, I'm done with my tirade. I'm getting off my soapbox for the day. I am going to go and have a super fantastic sparkling day, even though I do have to do housework and laundry. It is still going to be super fantastic and sparkling. And Zeffie and I are going to go for a Sunday drive. Where are we going to go? I don't know. I got to figure that out. Although I've heard there's some nice parks and stuff to go. So we may even go see if we can find an off-the-leash park for Zeffie to run around in for a little bit as well. But I'm going to have to look to see what the temperature is going to be today, because I think tomorrow's actually going to be like 88. I'm so like, but I don't know. I think it's meant to be low 90s today. So better than it was yesterday, which was 99. And Friday was 100. Thursday was 100. Wednesday's high temperature of the day was 98. So anyway, have a super fantastic sparkling, shake it up. Jeepers, Serenity Sunday. Go relax, unplug, and we will see you guys later this afternoon or later this evening, depending on where we are. Maybe we'll do a Facebook Live from wherever we end up. Who knows? But I'm going offline for the day. As much as I want to do some genealogy, I am going offline for the day. So have a super fantastic sparkling day. We'll catch you guys later. Hei konara.